Imagine boarding a plane, and when you board the plane, you just expect to get wherever you're going safely, right? What if you cared about, rather than how many flight hours that the pilot had, you cared about the race? Or let's say that you or a loved one needed life-changing or life-saving surgery. Wouldn't you want the most competent doctor? Isn't that who you'd want? You don't care if they're Indian, black, white, Asian. You don't care. You just want someone that can perform the task because lives are at stake. Guys, DEI or DIE, as some people like to call it, isn't just some dystopian future fantasy. It's happening right now. People are no longer being hired based on their merit or their competencies. They're being hired based on their race and based on their gender. And that is leading to catastrophe within our society. It's leading to safety standards plummeting, and it's leading to entire sectors of our economy vanishing and plummeting down because people aren't being judged anymore based on just what they have to offer. They have to set a certain standard and meet a certain quota, and it's wrong. Guys, I remember when that was called racism. That's that's what it is. Isn't it funny how that used to be racism and now they just can't hire you. They can't do it. And the reason they can't do it isn't because you're not qualified. It's because they have to fill a certain number of underprivileged people. And it's wrong. I don't care what the skin color of my pilot is when I am boarding a plane going from LAX to Dallas Fort Worth. I don't care. I just want someone that can fly the plane. I don't have any racist bone in my body. And I think that the people that are trying to do this are delusional and something's wrong with them. I've never cared about things like that. And I don't understand why they care. I don't understand why they're doing this because it doesn't complement or benefit society in any way. It's going to cause massive devastation and destruction. And it's going to probably be the end of many different industries if they continue doing this. No one cares about the race, guys. I just want whoever can perform the task. And furthermore, if I was someone who got hired on just because of my race or because of my gender, I would feel like I cheated somehow. I'm not the most competent, most qualified person, but you thought that I was so dumb and so ignorant and so underprivileged that you had to lower the goalpost just in order for me to make a field goal. I couldn't do it on my own. I needed government assistance to help me get to where I needed to be because I couldn't compete with other people. That doesn't make any sense. What the fuck is going on with America? Who has hijacked our our industry and our economics and our finances and our tech industry in particular? What's wrong with our tech industry? I don't care if the engineers at Google are male or female. I know that people that participate in STEM fields typically are men. I mean, that's what they're interested in. It's not because it's a sexist place. They're just men happen to like engineering and technology. I mean, I don't walk into a beauty salon and complain because the only male there happens to be on the he has very he's very flamboyant, let's say that. I gotta watch myself. I don't complain about that. I don't care who cuts my hair. I I don't care. I just want someone that knows what they're doing. If they do a good job and they charge a reasonable price, then you know, problem solved. That's all we should be caring about. And yet, with this whatever it is, the DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, it seems like they're not just giving people opportunities, but they are literally giving people opportunities, people that don't deserve the opportunities. And they're doing it in ways that can really harm someone. I'd be very upset if I went in to get a surgical procedure and found out that my doctor was not the most competent one, but instead He was just someone that got called out as being a minority, and then he got propelled forward above the people that could actually competently perform the task of something as complex as surgery. I would second guess him immediately. I would say, time out a minute. Let me let me think about this. What are we doing? What the hell are we doing, guys? It's not like these jobs can just be given out willy-nilly. Like, we're talking about serious professions here. Now, in certain other fields, like maybe policing, okay, I love police officers, but in all honesty, you don't have to be a mathematician in order to do that, in order to complete that job sufficiently. And so I think that maybe the police officers should be the same color as the community that they're serving. I get it. But when it comes to being a fucking pilot, I don't want you to just be hired simply because of the color of your skin. That is incredibly racist. I remember, who was it that said, I don't want people to judge others by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character? That was not that long ago. They threw that right out the window. The left has thrown that out the window. I'll call it out. It's the fucking left. It's the left wing lunatics that are doing this. They said, Martin Luther who? I'm the king now. And I say that we should judge people based on the color of their skin and not based on the content of their character, or more specifically and most importantly, the merit at which they can perform the task. It's wrong. It's so wrong. And I'm looking around here like, am I the only person left on Earth that has a brain that can think about things in a way that isn't fogged up by ideology and bullshit antics and political correctness? We're taking it too far. Do you think that China or Russia or India, or even, do you think that Afghanistan is like, nope, I know that you're proficient at doing this, but we have to give it to someone that is underprivileged. They're not doing this. We're not going to be able to compete in the world if we continue to do this. Instead of doing this, why don't we rise up, everyone, right? What is the saying that a rising tide will lift all boats? Why don't we do that? We shouldn't be just shotgunning certain boats, poking holes in them to where they sink, and then all that's left are these boats, and then these boats are the ones that get to continue on onward into the sunset. That's what we're doing. And it's disgraceful. It's wrong. And I know it happens because it's happened to someone that is very close to me. And he didn't speak about it. And this is not something that happened a year ago or 5 years ago. This is something that happened about 30 years ago in medicine in particular, because I myself studied to become a doctor and went to med school. I ended up not completing it because I didn't actually think that medicine helps people. I think that it's more so a pipeline to big pharmaceutical industries, but that's neither here nor there. I experienced it and he experienced it. The person that I'm speaking about, he wanted to become a dentist and he scored higher than some other people in his class on his tests. He had better grades and he wasn't chosen because they had to select a certain amount of people to proceed on to dentistry school that came from a certain ethnic background. And that's wrong. I don't care who's filling my cavities. I don't care if they're black or white or Asian or Hispanic, or I don't care. I just go to the dentist because I want someone to take care of the pain that's currently being experienced within my mouth, or to fix a cavity or drill or whatever. That's the only reason I go to the dentist. I don't go to the dentist and expect to see a very diverse group of people. You don't go into a law firm and expect to see a very diverse group of people. What about that? Who's saying anything about that? No, they're just taking other things, and it's funny how they can just pick and choose on what they want to suddenly diversify. I think that it's racist, and I think that it's wrong, and I think that if it's continued, it's going to leave a massive negative impact upon the very fabric of what makes America great. America is great because you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Supposedly, right? That at least that's what they say on the posters. I read them from time to time. Um, this is not that. This is saying that we're going to prompt you up, even if you're not capable or if you're less capable than someone else, simply because you were born into a certain race. And that's, guys, that's just racism at this point. And furthermore, it's dangerous. If you guys agree with me, then like and subscribe to this video because no one else is talking about it. A few people are talking about it and they were shut down and called all sorts of names that are probably untrue. I don't know them in particular, but it shouldn't be a taboo, weird, off the cuff thing to be discussing how we shouldn't be judging people or hiring people based on the color of their skin. When did that become the norm in America? We have to get rid of that. I don't know who designed that, but it was probably designed with very, very bad intentions because anyone with a brain can see that that's the most preposterous, most idiotic thing that they've heard in a very long time. And trust me, I've heard a lot of stupid shit, but that is par none